Good morning, class. How are you today? Very good. So, without further ado, our subject for today is science. And as planned, we are going to have an experiment right here, right now. And as you can see here in the table, these are the things needed for our experiment, which is about separating mixture. Are you all excited about that? Yes, because this experiment will totally blow your mind. So, before anything else, as what I've said yesterday, there are ways of separating mixtures, and that includes magnetic separation, the second one is sieving, we also have decantation, the fourth one is filtration, and lastly we have evaporation. So again, class, these are the materials needed for our experiment. So first, we are going to perform the magnetic separation. So these are the materials needed for our magnetic separation experiment. We have here a plate, some nails, a mixture of sand and rocks, and a magnet. So first things first is to put the mixture of sand and rocks on the plate. Next is to put the nails. And lastly, focus the magnet at the top of the mixture of sand and rocks and the nails. And this is how it works. Again, as what we've discussed yesterday, this is where metals are attracted to magnets, and this is a good way of separating metals to non-metals. So we have another way of separating mixture, which we call sieving. And these are the materials needed. We have the plate, flour, and a strainer. First thing to do is to get the strainer and hold it above the plate, grab the flour, and then pour it slowly while shaking the strainer. So as you can see, the flour is being refined with the use of strainer. Remember, class, that sieving is used to refine substances. So this way of separating mixture is called filtration. And the materials needed to perform the filtration experiment are jar, spoon, a cup of water, an empty cup, a mixture of sand and rocks, two rubber bands, and a cloth for filtration. First is pour the water into the empty cup and the mixture of sand and rocks into the water. And we are going to mix it with the use of spoon. Let's set that aside first because we are going to make a filtration jar. To make the filtration jar, get the cloth and secure it with a rubber band. So this is what our filtration jar looks like. After making the filtration jar, we are now going to pour the mixture of sand and rocks and the water in our filtration jar slowly. So this is how filtration works. So as you can see, the mixture of sand and rocks is being separated from the water. And the water is now more clearer. So that's how filtration works. Again, class, as what I've discussed yesterday, filtration is a technique in which the insoluble solid is separated from the liquid. So this way of separating mixture is what we call decantation. And to perform the decantation experiment, we will use 2 cups. So as you can see, the other one is empty and the other one has water in it. And some uncooked rice. So first things first is to pour the uncooked rice into the water. And let's mix it. Let's wait for a couple of minutes, for about 2 minutes. Time's up. So now let's pour the water onto the another cup. So as you can see, we are separating the water from the rice. And that's what we call decantation. So again, class, as what I've discussed yesterday, decantation is a technique used in separating less dense substance from the denser one. It can be done by simply pouring or scooping the less dense substance. So this another way of separating mixture is what we call evaporation. So these are the materials needed for our evaporation experiment. We have here mini pan, a spoon, some salt, a cup of water, candle, or you can also use burner, and a matchstick. First, let's just mix a little bit of salt and water into the mini pan. And mix it. Now, let's just set that aside first and let's light our candle. Now, let's put our mini pan at the top of our lighted candle. Let's just wait until it boils and let's see what will happen. So as you can see, it's now starting to boil. So this is what happened after boiling the mixture of salt and water. This is what it looks like now. The smoke from the mixture is the water turned into gas. So basically, the water in the mixture does not disappear. It just became a gas called water vapor. And that's evaporation. So again, class, as what I've discussed yesterday, evaporation is used in separating soluble solid from the liquid with the use of heat. Those are some of the ways in separating mixtures. I hope you've learned a lot of things from our experiment, specifically the ways of separating mixtures. And just remember that the mixture is a combination of two or more substances or compound. There are lots of mixtures around us which is specifically needed to be separated in order to properly use and benefited by human. So in that part, knowing the ways of separating mixture is really needed. That's all for today. Thank you.